This is my case study for EDL 853 when a student's rights are wronged. The case, or what is happening. The Hernandez family moves to Dover so that their 4 boys can attend this district in this town. They are known for their academic and athletic success. That is why the Hernandez family chose them. Miguel earns a starting quarterback position his sophomore year. This has not been done in Nottingham High School ever, and Miguel is considered to be one of the next greats. Miguel is a very supportive teammate and loves the game. To earn a spot going into the semifinals, Miguel throws a game-winning touchdown, but in the process becomes injured, and that injury results in Miguel being paralyzed from the waist down. Upon Miguel's situation and on the road to recovery, Miguel's parents meet with the school counselor to discuss his return to school date. He needs wheelchair access, but his parents don't believe any other accommodations will be necessary for Miguel. Once Miguel receives the release from his physician, he returns to school, upon which an assembly for Miguel is held. After the assembly, just to recognize and thank Miguel for what he's done for the school and his courage, he heads to first hour. After first hour, the counselor calls Miguel down and tells him that his science class will be changed. He has been enrolled in biology, but she switches him to another science class. This will meet the requirements for his high school graduation. However, this will not meet for his future plans as he wants to go to college, so it took him out of a college prep class. Miguel's parents are very angry and request a meeting. Upon the meeting, before the meeting is over, Mr. Hernandez shows up with his lawyer to discuss what needs to be done and the rights of Miguel. Legal or ethical issues. There are definitely some legal and ethical issues in what's happened to Miguel. The removal of Miguel from his biology class should not have happened. He is not receiving the same education as he was before his unfortunate injury. This, however, violates the American Disability Act rules, as the American Disability Act rules states that classrooms should be wheelchair accessible. This includes the installation of elevators or a lift or any entrance that needs to be made big enough for a wheelchair to go through. Miguel also qualifies for a 504 plan. A 504 plan states that any child with a disability, whether cognitive or physical, could maybe meet the requirements from a 504 plan. Because Miguel does meet the physical requirements, he could be eligible for one. And that states that the school has to accommodate these actions in order for Miguel to be successful. Right now, what has happened to Miguel is discriminatory in action and needs to find a solution and be reversed. So whose fault? Unfortunately, this seems to be a horrific accident that happened to Miguel. There doesn't seem to be a negligence or breach of duty that was found on the football coach or any other school personnel. There was no misuse of equipment mentioned or no malicious intent found. It just seems to be a terrible accident. Synthesizing what has happened. Due to an accident, Miguel, a student at Nottingham High School, is now needing wheelchair access to classrooms, which the school did not properly accommodate before his return. So who's involved? The people that involved are Miguel's parents, Miss Gussman, who is the school counselor, myself, the principal, Dr. Harvey, who is the school superintendent, and Howard Carey, who represents the Hernandez family as a lawyer. The program is Nottingham High School, which is found to be successful in academics, football, and Miguel here is a sophomore. The place is Nottingham High School. Incidents occurred on the football field and in the classroom. There are several options that can take place that would better serve Miguel's situation than has what happened. Option 1 could be to do nothing at this time and stick with Miss Guzman's decision. Option 2 could be move the biology class to a wheelchair-accessible room or trailer, as noted before that there seem to be trailers at this high school due to the fact of construction and its growth. Option 3, offer a virtual option for Miguel to enroll in biology so that he would still get his college prep credit and be a part of biology. And option 4, make the biology room wheelchair accessible, whether that be the interest of putting in a lift or an elevator. My findings on the evaluation of the options. Option 1, which was to do nothing, the pro would be nothing changes for the school or its personnel. However, there are way more cons than there would be any pro to this option. This is not what's best for Miguel. Free and public education is denied. This could result in a negative view of the school, and legal battles are sure to happen. Option 2. Miguel is to remain in biology as expected. FAPE is happening for all students. Hernandez's parents would be pleased. The cons to this option would be it could disrupt other students. It might take a while to move or change classrooms on moving the biology classroom that's not wheelchair accessible to a classroom that maybe is, and it could cause potentially disgruntled teachers having to move a full class in the middle of the school year. Option 3, which is to enroll Miguel virtually in biology. Pros, Miguel is still able to get a biology credit. Some accommodations have been made for Miguel within TENA FAPE. Parents may agree to this. We're unsure at this point. Cons, this isn't in a regular classroom environment. Miguel may feel isolated, and parents may feel that more could have been done for Miguel. Option 4, Miguel is able to remain in biology as expected. FAPE is happening for all students. Hernandez's parents would be pleased. Cons, cost the school money to make a lift, elevator, or make the entranceway bigger. Loud noises happening when school's in session, and time constraints could be considered a con. However, the key to the best success, in my opinion, is option 4. It could cost the school money, but money would happen. I believe that you would have supportive parents. You could do fundraisers, benefits. There's boosters and community would sure be willing to help, especially since noted that the superintendent had built great relationships. The community comes together when things like this happens. The classroom itself or the building needs to be updated to become more accessible anyway. Yes, we may just have one student that needs these accommodations right now, but that doesn't mean that more students aren't going to need them in the future. And third, it's what's best for Miguel as well as students' well-being. Putting a plan into action. So, my idea would be get started early. You knew Miguel was a student, and everybody knows what happened to Miguel that night. He's coming back to school, so you should have started preparing earlier. Talk to your stakeholders. Get ideas from them, where they might know support, etc. Who needs to know? Teachers need to know, boosters need to know, board members need to know, and Hernandez parents need to know what the plan is or what can we do to help ensure that Miguel is getting the most fair and free, appropriate public education. Money. Raise the funds if needed. Seek donors. Reallocate other funds that aren't being used up. In a school system, there is a little play, and I believe that the money would come with your stakeholders, your support, and what's needed in the best interest of that student. Success. Wheelchair accessible classrooms and FAPE for all children. However, if I couldn't get this to work, my plan B would be my option 2, to move the biology class to a wheelchair accessible room. And finally, with myself being the principal, I would have first started with a proactive, not reactive approach. First, a plan should have been in place before Miguel's return to school. Like I mentioned before, this wasn't a surprise. He didn't transfer in. Many people in the community and the school personnel were at that game. They knew what happened. A plan should have been in place before Miguel's return to school. Second, Miguel's schedule should have never been changed without parent notification. The parents needed to approve this, and the school counselor did not have the right to yank him out of a college prep class and place him in a different class. Third, his parents have the right to dispute anything. I truly believe they had the right to be angry, and I would be on the parents' side in this case. I would do the best I could to ensure them that we would fix this, and that Miguel would receive the fair, free, and appropriate education that he deserved. Fourth, a lawyer could have been prevented. I understand why the Hernandez family brought the lawyer into our conversation, but I would hope that after assuring them and correcting the wrong that had been done, that they would feel the need that the lawyer was not necessary. And fifth, a conversation with Miss Gussman is definitely taking place. This could be on me. Maybe I should have better trained my staff on what it means to have a free and appropriate public education. But she needs to know what she did and that this is not acceptable. And I would talk to other people to see how to handle this situation with Miss Gussman. But I do believe that all staff should receive a better sensitivity training on this issue and how to handle it and why what happened could not happen anymore. And these are my references. Thank you for listening to my case study.